Welcome, everybody. Here we go. It is that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Wednesday, June 14, 2023. So nice to have you all with me. And speaking of people being with me, coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to hear from, as I like to call him, my favorite conservative, Erich Pilcher. Not only does he do the classic film reviews for us on Fridays, but we do a weekly segment on Wednesday. And we didn't have Erich last week. He had some other things going on, but he's back today. And he's going to be, I'm not sure if he's calling or Skyping. I forgot to ask him, but I will be ready for either eventuality. So that will be coming up. And then in the second hour today, we have a great musical guest. Bilodeau will be joining us. The last time Aaron was on, I think the last time he was on, he was here with Huey the Gecko. And that turned out to be quite a show. And they played live for us. And but it got the attention of the Pod Awful cult, that's for sure. But Aaron will be coming in today in the second hour, and we're going to share some of his music from his album Destroyer. And I'm really looking forward to talking with him. He didn't want to get, last time he was here. Oh, Erich says he'll be Skyping in. Thank you. Last time Aaron was here, he didn't want to say too much because it was Huey's day. So he was in more of a supportive role. But I'm really looking forward to talking to Aaron about not only his solo project, but the guy's got a long, as I mentioned on social media when promoting today's show, quite a long resume in the music scene. So really looking forward to talking with him. And so that's going to be coming up today in the second hour. We've got a lot of music this week. Tomorrow in the second hour, we've got Andrew North and the Rangers coming in. And then on Friday, we've got Hell's Throne, a band from, I think they're from Germany, if I remember correctly. So lots of music, lots of good stuff here on Matt Connarton Unleashed. If you would like to get in with a quick call before we hear from our friend Erich, 603-250-6007. The studio line is open, 603-250-6007, or even during while Erich is on with us, since he will be Skyping in. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connarton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Oh, by the way, speaking of musical guests, that song I opened with on the show today, well, I played a couple things, but the first thing that I opened with, that's a song called Funeral Clown. That is a band, Lady Chops and the GD Jam. It's not actually GD, it's the full word, but we try to keep it clean, of course, for afternoon drive here. But they were my guests yesterday on the show, all the way from Austin, Texas. They Skyped in, and just incredible. So that was the new single, the world radio premiere of the new single, Funeral Clown, from Lady Chops. And it's just such a great track. So I figured I'd open with it again today. And, we've got a bunch of Bilodeau songs too, of course, but we're going to save those for when he comes in. His solo songs are kind of short, but very, very interesting. So anyway, lots of good stuff. We'll go ahead and say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Let's see. Facebook is being a little difficult, as it is occasionally. Let's see. Mike from Queen City Cabinetry joins us in the chat room. Mike, of course, Queen City Cabinetry is one of our sponsors here at WMNH 95.3, but also Mike is one of our co-hosts Friday nights on Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. Paulie C, myself, DJ Steve, and of course Mike from Queen City Cabinetry. This particular Friday night show I'm especially looking forward to. It's going to be, every week there's a theme on the show. And this week the theme is demo versions, the original demo versions of popular songs. I'm really looking forward to that. So that's going to be cool. Jenny is in the chat room, of course, and says, Shalom, peeps. Also, Melanie La Liberty from the great state of Vermont. Alfredo, as he's known in the scene, or I like to say his full name, Alfredo Enrique Benavides is in the chat room. And you know what that sound means. Erich Pilcher is on the Skype.
Yes, I am. Good afternoon, Matt. How are you?
Good afternoon. Welcome back. And by the way, J-Fed in the chat room says, thanks for the shirt. I guess, I'm not sure.
Yeah, time now.
Yes.
Texas Mike is fired as my representative.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know Texas Mike was representing you. Wait, did you join a new force of the Spark? How did Texas Mike get to be your representative?
No, last time Texas Mike was on there, he was supposed to hook me up with some ice cream bars.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he did commit to that, didn't he?
I have heard nothing regarding this.
Yeah. Well, the gears of ice cream turn slowly. I think that's an expression I heard once. But I don't know. I've never worked in dairy. So he might still be working on it, is what I'm saying.
I doubt it. I'm very upset that my demands have not been taken seriously here.
Right. Well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe because it was a demand. Maybe you need to make it a request. Maybe you should say, please, Texas Mike, will you work on this for me? Will you get me my ice cream bars?
Matt, I'm a star.
I understand. Of course you are. You're on the show.
Absolutely.
Only the stars come out for Matt Connarton Unleashed. That's our motto.
I don't know about that. There's a couple individuals who claim to be stars. Like, there's this guy in Philadelphia that thinks he's a star. And yeah. And a guy in some crap borough of Jersey.
Yeah, that's true. I guess anyone can. Well, the internet has really, over the years, and social media has kind of changed the way that people think about fame and stardom. Now there's different types of fame now. I mean, there's always been different types of fame, but now, for example, you could be internet famous, but not necessarily a household name, not in the mainstream, in the zeitgeist of American culture.
Yeah, well, I'm bigger than the zeitgeist of American culture.
Yes. Well, I'm sure he's working on it. We'll see what he says in the chat room about it. He was trying to decide. Apparently, Texas Mike was trying to decide whether to listen to my radio program or to watch John Hopwood's program with a couple of other fine gentlemen. But he chose us, so he's definitely listening. He chose us, Erich. And I think you're the reason. I think you're the reason he chose us. So he probably very much wants you to.
That's another good point. I was invited to be on that show today.
Were you?
I chose to be on here.
Thank you. Well, then all is as it should be. Except you don't have your ice cream bars or a shirt. But other than that, all is as it should be. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. I was worried there for a second. I thought.
I don't know why I'm even calling in. It's been pretty boring on the news front.
Oh yes. Well, we might have something to discuss. I think somebody wants to chime in on that.
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Yes. So I think Cody would like to hear us discuss that as well. The subject. Now, what is it? What is it that went on in the news? Something about something. Oh yes. Yesterday, Donald Trump was once again arraigned in court in Florida.
Yeah, this one might be the bad one.
You think?
Well, this is national security here.
This
one might stick a little. This kind of, I wasn't around for this one, but this kind of has some feelings of Watergate here.
Oh, if these allegations are true, assuming, and I say if, because the former president, like any American, is afforded or is supposed to be anyway, afforded the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. But I would say if these allegations are true, proven to be true in a court of law, I would suggest that it's far, far worse. I mean, Watergate was over, as they like to call it, a third-rate break-in to the Democratic National Headquarters. This involves nuclear secrets and the potentially compromised sources and methods, assets in the field. I mean, this is I would say this is far worse.
Yeah, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is really bad. And I mean, Jenny posted how she was shocked at the support for him looked low at a rally. And I commented, something is simmering with the conservatives here. I think there is, and I said this for the last 2 years on your show, there is an undercurrent of anyone but Trump.
Sure. Oh, sure.
That is going to grow now as this cycle goes on.
Do you think so? I mean, it does seem to be growing. It is growing. You're right. Even Mike Pence managed to be mildly critical in the last 24 hours. So it does seem to be growing. I also think, though, part of why, and I'm glad that we didn't see any violence yesterday. I was worried about it. And we might yet still see violence manifest in other ways. But I think part of that, too, might also be that how aggressive they've been about prosecuting January 6th insurrectionists or rioters, if you prefer. And I think that might have kind of turned a lot of people off to the idea of actually, nobody was going to be storming the courthouse, in other words. You know what I mean? Because apparently there are consequences.
Oh, I mean, man, consequences when you make bad decisions and break the law?
Yeah.
Egad, you say.
Yes. Yes. So you think, now I still believe he's going to be the nominee, though, no matter what. What say you?
I think the longer this goes on,
mm-hmm.
longer this is drawn out, the Donald Trump camp has to find a way. And it's almost, from where I'm sitting, impossible to do it. They have to find a way to squash this. Get this done and over with, because while this is going on, let's be honest, this happened at the worst possible time for Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have DeSantis, who is gaining momentum by the day, in my opinion.
Mm.
You have other candidates now who could come in and say, hey, you remember in 2020 we told you this guy was a blowhard? You remember in 2024 where he talked himself out of a slam dunk re-election? Well, here we are.
So on that, I want to and this is someone that we've talked about before. I'm curious what you think, though. Well, let me ask you this: Did you happen to see any of Chris Christie's town hall on CNN?
I did not, and it wasn't because it was because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
After the unmitigated, fiery, epic, totally destructive train wreck that was the Donald Trump one, I was just like, this is gonna be more revered.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
I just was like, no, I have no interest.
So I've seen most of it, not all of it. I need to go back and watch what I missed, because I'm fascinated by these events, and I saw the Trump one and the Nikki Haley one. And I have to say, so
If I can cut you off, Matt,
sure.
I'm actually watching the Facebook live chat, and I want to address something real quick.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
My comment about the timing wasn't saying that, oh, they did it to sabotage Donald Trump. I'm saying from a political point of view, this is bad.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This couldn't have happened at a worse time for this man.
Yeah. Right. No, of course. So I have seen most of the Chris Christie town hall. Now I've always had mixed feelings about him, as we've discussed before on the show. For one thing, I don't trust him. I have never believed him about Bridgegate with the George Washington Bridge in Fort Lee. I believe he absolutely knew what was going on there, and I've never bought his whole the obliviousness that he was portraying himself, that like he didn't know. I've never believed him. Having said that, I have to say, when watching that town hall, first of all, I think he's evolved a bit, and I have to say, I understand it doesn't work out, and this goes for both Republicans and Democrats. The individual who gets through the primaries, who can appeal to the base to win those primaries, is very often not who would go on to be the best general election candidate, because in the primaries you have to appeal to the base, and in the general election you have to appeal to a broader swath of people, independents, swing voters, and so forth. I have to say, though, this occurred to me watching Chris Christie in that town hall, and I would encourage you to check it out, Eric, or at least a little bit of it.
I should, and I think I saw CNN and dismissed it.
Yeah, no, I believe me, I understand, I get it. But the thing that I kept thinking is, if you put, and obviously it's no secret, they'll never come right out and say it, but it's no secret the Biden administration wants Trump to be the nominee because they figure they beat him once, they'll beat him again, et cetera. If
it's Trump Biden, this is the South Park episode of Turd Sandwich versus Bag of Douche come to life.
Right. But
that's what this is.
Right. But I do think that Christie would be a phenomenal general election candidate, because what I kept thinking watching that town hall is, you put him on the debate stage across from Joe Biden, he will wreck Joe Biden in a way that I don't think Nikki Haley. I mean, look, I understand almost anybody who's significantly younger than Joe Biden, which is basically everybody, would have an edge in terms of being able to be quick, being able to be articulate, things that Biden seems to be gradually losing as time ticks on. But Chris Christie, and by the way, Chris Christie is 60 years old, but, next to Biden on that stage, he would appear to be, like a young new generation of leader, you know what I mean? But a young, fresh face. But Chris Christie would wreck him. Do you remember? Uh-oh, did we lose you? Oh, we lost Eric. It says reconnecting. Eric, can you hear me? Oh, we lost Eric. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm going to try to call him. Sorry, everybody. See what happens here. It's just ringing. Can't get him. All right. Well, Eric, give us a call on the landline if you want. But no, I really do think that Chris Christie would just destroy Biden and make him seem, not that he needs help necessarily, but just make him seem very old. Let's see what's going on in the chat room, and we'll wait for Eric to either try to Skype back in or call us on the studio line. I'll leave Skype open, but let's see. Yeah, JFed said, thanks for my shirt, Matt. And Melanie said, the Matt Connarton Unleashed underwear are super comfy. Let's see. Who else have we got in here? Melanie said, I don't even have enough room in my closet for all of my Unleashed clothing. So the concept of the comment that Erich was responding to earlier, Melanie said, who cares about I'm editing for radio. Who cares about the timing for him? National security has been violated by this little hand man. And after Erich responded to that, Melanie said, I love that you can see what I am writing in real time. Let's see. I'm going to skip a few of these. Fredo says Newsom versus Christie would be at least a palatable ticket. Hello, welcome back. Can you hear me?
Yes, I think my internet just glitched. My apologies.
Oh, that's okay. That happens. That happens. So, no, I was just saying, I think Chris Christie would be a phenomenal general election candidate for the Republicans. And let me just add, what not only do I think he would just outclass Biden easily in a debate, but the thing about Chris Christie, so if you watch the CNN town hall, you'll hear a lot of policy, you'll hear a lot of policy from Chris Christie, but what you will not hear is a lot of the, anti-LGBTQ stuff. You're not going to hear about drag queens and critical race theory and all that kind of stuff, which is only going to turn, unlike, say, Ron DeSantis, who, anytime he's asked about anything, the first thing out of his mouth is complaining about wokeism. But Chris Christie kind of reminded me of sort of that moderate Northeastern governor type of Republican, who is the kind of Republican that I actually am not terrified of. So I'm curious to hear what you think.
I think the issue with Chris Christie, as it is with any major... Hold on, I'm echoing.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
How do I say this? With any conservative, you have to be able to get the Bible Belt vote.
Yeah.
And the problem with Chris Christie is he will never get that.
You don't think so? If it's him versus Biden? I mean, where else are they going to go?
I don't think he gets past the primary.
Oh, you mean in terms of? Oh, no, I agree with you there, Erich. No, I think Trump is going to be the nominee no matter what. I'm just saying I do think if in a world where it were conceivable.
Oh, I agree. Then sorry, yes, he wants Joe Biden.
Yeah.
This is over before California closes. If it's Christie Biden, because Chris Christie would probably, I'm going to say he would sweep the upper East Coast. He would probably do well in Florida, and he would do well in Texas. I think he would take the big early closers, and it would set up for a blowout.
Mm-hmm. Fredo in the chat room said, today's GOP is so far right that sensible centrists are referred to as rhinos. Well, that is true. I mean, I think, do you agree with that, Erich? It seems like now, and there are a lot of centrist Republicans like Chris Christie, but they get tagged as rhinos, which for anyone who doesn't know stands for Republican in name only. It's like if you're not a conservative, you get tagged with that. What do you think?
I think conservatives have always had this like gang mentality within each other.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, I'm a staunch this person, and I believe, and I'm in the Bible Belt and such like that. And they go against the ones that might not be as far right leaning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem, because what ends up happening is then you kind of you diminish those that may not like the Donald Trumps, the Ted Cruzes, the ones that go far to the right, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, do you think I am still convinced that Trump will be the nominee? Do you agree, or do you think that this?
I disagree.
Oh, that's right. You did say that earlier, and I think then we got cut off. So what do you think happens?
I think as this goes on and as this drags out, the thing with federal indictments, and this is what makes this situation very, very, very bad from President Trump, is you only get the bottom of the iceberg when they're first announced. There's going to be more that comes out, and more and more. And as this mounts, there's going to become a point where his just dismissing it isn't going to cut it anymore. He's going to have to answer for it. And he doesn't have a strong enough answer. You can't just say, oh, people brought it into my house and I didn't know. How do you not know? You're a former president. You have security up the wazoo. You had to know you had these documents.
Well,
and these documents just aren't accidentally placed. I have heard conservatives say, well, someone planted them there to frame him. That is the dumbest, most ridiculous thing I have ever heard.
Well, he does acknowledge that he took them, and he just says, well, they were mine to take. And the thing that I keep saying to people, Trump apologists, is that, listen.
No, they weren't.
What's that?
No, they weren't. It's that simple.
I know.
They were classified documents.
I know. But also, the thing that I keep saying is, too, I want to know why. And that is something he has not explained. He has not explained why he took them and what his intentions were. And he sort of, he spoke last night and he sort of said something about, well, I just hadn't had, I had a lot of personal things in there like shoes and shirts and I just hadn't had a chance to go through everything yet. And it's like, wow. And by the way, what a nightmare for any defense attorney this guy is, because as I often say, Trump exists in a consistent state of self-immolation. And he just, every time, it's like every day he wants to just light himself on fire. And it's almost like he enjoys torturing his defense attorneys, and which may be why there's not very many of them on the team currently. And it's just, it's amazing, because a defense attorney will tell you not to talk. And that's all Trump wants to do is talk.
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, that's what they tell you.
If former professional wrestler Sunny can take advice to keep her mouth shut and not appear on Dark Side of the Ring, what's Donald Trump's excuse?
Right. Well, his excuse is this helps raise money. Him getting out there and playing the victim card and he's very inclusive, as you know. He says, it's not just they're not just after me, they're after all of us. It does raise a hell of a lot of money. See, I think he will be the nominee, because I think what happens is this does drag on, but I think, if they can get, because Judge Eileen Cannon, who's going to be the presiding judge over this, she wasn't the magistrate for the arraignment, but she'll be the presiding judge going forward, unless she recuses herself or they can get her out, but I don't see that happening. She'll probably grant whatever continuances and delays that the defense wants. And if they can delay this long enough for Trump to get back into the White House, then it goes away as soon as Trump's president again, if that happens.
If I am anyone, if that happens, and that's a very fair point, that is what they're going to try to do.
Mm-hmm.
If I am Chris Christie, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, I am playing this card. These indictments are rolling on. Can we put a man in power that his status as president over 4 years would be shrouded in such uncertainty? I would hammer that point home, because if anything, conservatives love stability. Their favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla. Why? Because vanilla never lets you down. Vanilla is the same today as it was yesterday.
Right. I would question that, though, because how do you explain then conservatives going for Trump to begin with? Because Trump's never been stable. I mean, he seems less stable now, but
he is a Pied Piper.
That I agree with.
He was able to give them a voice. His instability has given his supporters a comfort of stability because it's normal for them to see this.
Well, that's true. He has normalized. He has been able to normalize some pretty outrageous stuff.
But all three of them, I'm hammering that home. I'm hammering that right at him on the debate stage.
Yeah. Well,
what assurances can you give the American people you can serve a 4-year term? And I'm just keep hammering it home that these are serious issues. These documents were basically in a shoebox in Mar-a-Lago. How can we trust this man with national security?
Well, now, in fairness, though, Kevin McCarthy did point out, because many of them were in a bathroom, and a bathroom door does have a lock on it.
Yeah, I'm sure that was 100% impenetrable.
Well, so far, Chris Christie, of course, very directly hammering Trump on all of this, and Asa Hutchinson.
Chris Christie's website right now while we're talking.
Oh, are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with him is his tagline is because the truth matters.
Right.
And to me, that's a shot not just at Trump, but against the conservative hierarchy right now. He is saying, look, there are severe issues with what the American people is being told. To me, he's taking a shot at Fox News. He's taking a shot at McConnell. He's taking a shot at anyone who supports Donald Trump. And what I think these individuals need to do is to gain that ultra Bible Belt faith-based constituents. They need to go ahead and start asking some of the biggest conservatives they can to be running mates with them.
Really?
If I'm Chris Christie, this would never happen. Never in a million years. I would almost put my life's earnings on it that this never happens. I would go to Mike Pence.
Oh. Interesting.
And I would say, hey, run with me.
Right.
And because this cannot happen again. If I'm Ron DeSantis, I'm hitting up Mike Pence. If I'm any of the big three that are going up against Trump right now, I am trying to reach out to Mike Pence to at least gauge his level of interest.
Yeah.
Because that would really, really gain the faith-based vote for that candidate. Because let's look at it like this. The faith-based vote really didn't buy into Trump until he had Mike Pence as his running mate. Once that happened, that's when they really bought in.
Yeah, I think it certainly helped.
So I really think that if they were to do that, and then I think something clicks, that here is a man that supported this man for 6 years, and he is turning and running. Why? Well, maybe because this man's followers had gallows set up for him.
Mike Pence is turning and running?
Yeah, Mike Pence wants nothing to do with this man.
I see. I don't see it that way. I think Mike Pence has turned and was kind of meandering away. And then maybe at this point, he might be walking at a brisk pace. But I certainly don't think he's running, because he's still, even though he acknowledged that Trump put, and he said the words himself, he acknowledged that Trump put his own, put Pence's family in danger on January 6th. But then he also has plenty of effusive praise for Trump still, you know, from a policy standpoint, which I think is emasculating, self-emasculating on Pence's part. To me, it's very unmanly to, you know, after somebody puts his family in danger and then he has anything nice to say about that person, I think is strange. I don't know. I don't know how his wife and his daughters can even look at him, to be honest with you. But I think he's incrementally, to use your analogy, I think he's incrementally walking faster and faster away from Trump. But I wouldn't say he's running. I think there's a part of him that's still. I think his heart still belongs to Trump in some way, to some degree.
I disagree.
Really?
I think I don't think he would ever publicly come out unless there was an offer on the table, and that's down the road.
Right.
I think privately, he's done.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't like the guy. You know.
So attached to Trump, I'm sure he has advisors saying this could actually hurt you down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you have planned that you want to achieve, this could end up hurting you.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Mike Pence actually, I mean, he must know he's not going to be the nominee. I'm sure he's just trying to sell some books anyway. He knows he has no chance. I mean, most of these candidates must know they have no chance whatsoever. Their only chance would be if Trump ends up in such legal peril that he has to drop out. And I don't see that happening. See, I think that that this could get dragged out, but especially with Judge Eileen Cannon. But Eric, we have a call. Our friend Ron is on the line. Hello, Ron.
Hello, Matt. I know it might be possibly off topic because I was in Mass and I'm just tuning into the radio now.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I was listening to probably Howie Carr or somebody last night, and they got me thinking when they said they had a caller call in, and he sort of made a good point. He was talking about when they raided Mar-a-Lago, the lawyers were not allowed to watch and see what's going on. It was all the big, nobody did an inventory of what was taken out of there. No cameras were allowed. So that guy made a point that when Trump goes to court or goes to trial, you know, their lawyers could possibly say, how can he get a fair trial? Who's to say something wasn't added that, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I know, you know, the majority of it is 100% true. But in the eyes of the jury, when they say beyond a reasonable doubt, that a good lawyer might be able to, you know, prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. So I don't know what your thought is, but I heard that last night and it kind of caught my eye.
I don't think anyone on a jury would fall for that because Trump admits, I mean, he admits he took everything. Trump denies nothing. He just says, well, it was mine to take. So I don't think that strategy would even work in court. What do you think, Eric?
No, I get where Ron's coming from here, but got to understand something. These documents were classified documents. You're not going to want video evidence of you removing these classified documents from a premises. That would be looked at unfavorably. Your goal as a federal agent is to build the best case you have from the time you begin the investigation to the time a decision is made.
Right.
And the worst thing they could do is anything that could be perceived as being something that could violate national security. Filming them removing documents, that could easily be turned as, well, how can you trust the FBI? Look at they're filming us. They're filming them removing these documents. There's these documents clear as day on videotape. So there is a chess game being played here. And if that's Donald Trump's strategy going into this, that who knows what they could have planted.
Right. But I mean, Trump just comes right out and says, no, it was, I took, he didn't, Trump denies nothing. So, yeah.
All right. See, that's a new perspective for the information I didn't know and didn't have.
Yeah.
So that kind of contradicts everything that I heard last night, even though last night, I mean, I was sold. But, all right. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your input. I'm just going to listen now.
All right, Ron. Thank you so much for the call, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. You got it. Bye-bye. Yeah. And obviously on Howie Carr, you know, they have a perspective and they're going to try to push. Are you familiar with Howie Carr, Erich? I'm sure he's not syndicated in Iowa, but I know you used to live in the Northeast.
I am not familiar with Howie Carr.
Oh, okay. He's kind of a regional. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not, trying to downplay his success. He's very successful. He is syndicated regionally, but I don't think he's probably heard outside of New England, but he's got kind of a New England accent too. So he probably wouldn't necessarily play well outside of this part of the country, but very conservative. And, I haven't listened to Howie Carr in a long time, but I can imagine he's all about trying to justify and rationalize and downplay what Trump is charged with here and all of those kinds of arguments. But no, I think it's very possible that this drags out, that Judge Eileen Cannon helps make sure that this drags out. And like I said, if Trump is elected, this goes away. And even if Trump is convicted of this, she might, I mean, she's going to be in charge of sentencing. She might say, he's for his charges, he's sentenced to, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours of community service or something, suspended, that way he's not inconvenienced at all. You know what I mean? So the fix might already be in that regard.
I agree, but yeah. I don't know. I'm still debating. I might end up caucusing for Chris Christie if he makes it that far.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah, I seriously might.
Yeah. We should remind people, anyone who doesn't know, Erich, that you of course are in Iowa, where the First in the Nation caucus happens. And I don't even know what's going to happen with New Hampshire's primary. We've been first in the nation for probably as long as I've been alive, but the DNC seems to be trying to sabotage that and make sure that it's South Carolina. But then again, it's not going to matter really in terms of the Democrats, because obviously Biden, as a sitting president, he's the incumbent. He'll certainly be the nominee. But I was saying to Jenny, though, I want to try to start getting some of these other candidates on, and one of them is Marianne Williamson, who is also running for the Democratic nomination. Not that she has any chance at all, but she does go on she goes on a lot of shows. And I told Jenny, I said, I'm sure we can get her. I've seen some of the other shows she goes on. I'm sure we can get her. but she's interesting. She's very smart. She didn't come off well during the debates in 2020, but that was not a suitable format for her. But when I see her in these interviews, she's very smart and very articulate. But again, not that she has any kind of a chance. Obviously, Biden will be the nominee. So you might caucus for Chris Christie.
Yes, I'm seriously considering it.
Interesting. What do you think about Asa Hutchinson? And I ask about him because he is someone who also is being very critical of Trump and taking him on directly. But he's certainly much more conservative than Chris Christie. And, you yourself as a conservative, I would think Asa Hutchinson, former governor of Arkansas, might be more in line with you ideologically, although maybe not. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if you're
really begun investigating candidates yet.
Yeah, and he doesn't have as much of a national profile as Chris Christie does, so it's I don't even know that much about him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so I really need to start doing that, honestly.
Yeah. Well, some people might start dropping out before we even get to the Iowa caucus. There's so many candidates in the field. But it's always interesting, every 4 years to see how many drop out right after Iowa. Some of them don't even make it to New Hampshire. And then, of course, after the New Hampshire primary, a bunch more drop out. And then you've got a small field. We have a call. We're actually getting close to the top of the hour, and I do see our guests are in the hallway, so we're going to be bringing them in shortly. But we'll see who's on the line here. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, it's Ridley.
Hey, Dave Ridley, what's up?
Little of this, little of that.
Uh-huh. Well, we've got...
little of this.
Sure. Well, we've got Erich Pilcher with us on Skype, all the way from the great state of Iowa. And we've been talking about Trump's legal woes. I don't know if you have any input on that.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen on speaker.com, and it sounds like there's about a 45-minute delay. So I was just...
Oh.
When I started listening, it was just showing me the beginning of the show, so I'm behind. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No problem. Well, we're actually... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if I can only talk about that, then I can talk about that. But I was calling in about a Ukraine-related thing. What do you think I should talk about?
Well, whatever it is, it's going to have to be quick because we're already approaching the top of the hour. So I'll let you choose, but just make it quick and pithy, please.
So in 1983, there was a nuclear scare that almost led to World War III, and it was a result of something that's going on right now, in addition to the Ukraine crisis, and that is a major NATO exercise.
Oh, Able Archer. You're talking about Able Archer. Yeah.
It's mostly the part I'm thinking about is the air wing of it. There's a big air exercise going on right at the same time that Ukraine is launching one of those World War I style offensives.
Okay.
And so Reforger was a near miss. And this is just I call about this because hardly anyone talks about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just everyone's in denial. But a war exercise of this type of maneuvers are a very serious matter that often lead to close encounters with nuclear war.
Misunderstandings and yeah.
I think that, right now you would think the nation would be on high alert if all this stuff is going on, but actually everyone's just wandering around their lives as you would expect, in denial as usual.
Sometimes ignorance is bliss, but you do raise a great point. All right, Dave, I appreciate the call. Go ahead and give something to plug if you'd like, and then we gotta scoot.
Oh, I will plug a concept, and that's the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. Look it up. TPNW, Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons.
Okay, I will look that up. All right, Dave Ridley, thank you.
It's interesting. It says some people are actually making some progress.
Okay, interesting. All right, Dave Ridley, we appreciate the call.
Thanks, guys.
All right, take care, Dave. Erich, it's been a wonderful discussion as always, but we need to wrap up with you as well. But do you want to give the classic film review a plug for this Friday?
This week is the delayed one. It is the film noir thriller, The Night of the Hunter.
Ah, yes, a film that I definitely have not seen. So that looks interesting. So that will be this Friday. Very good.
Yeah,
very good.
Absolutely.
Very good. All right, Erich. Well, we got to run, but I always enjoy the discussion. Always look forward to Wednesdays, and thank you for Skyping in, and looking forward to the film review on Friday.
No problem.
All right, my friend. Have a good day.
You as well.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Very good. That was our friend Erich Pilcher, all the way from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And we're going to go ahead and play a track, and then I'm going to get Aaron, and we'll see who he brought with him. And they do have instruments, so they are going to be playing live in studio. So we'll get them in here and set up. But in the meantime, kind of need a longer song for the changeover. So I'm going to play this. This is a track called Infinity Spinning from Andrew North and the Rangers. They are our musical guests tomorrow. And then we'll show some love to our amazing sponsors, and then we'll come back. Aaron will be here, and we'll hear some of what he's been doing. And we've got some great studio tracks that Aaron sent me as well. So, but in the meantime, here it is. This is Infinity Spinning from Andrew North and the Rangers. Check this out. And there's plenty more Matt Connarton Unleashed to come. Don't go anywhere. everybody. Welcome back as we cruise into our second hour, numero dos of Matt Connarton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. It is Wednesday, June 14, 2023. And we've got some, let me pull that mic up there. We got some music for you here. Erich Bilodeau is here. And Aaron has been on the show before with Huey the Gecko.
A couple months ago.
But yeah. But you are back to perform some solo material for us. And is that the name of your project? Do you just call it Erich Bilodeau?
I just call it Erich Bilodeau.
Okay. And if people think Aaron sounds funny, it's we've got a mic up to. Do I have the mic? Yeah, I got the right mic on there. Okay. So Erich has Aaron rather. You can't see it if you're just listening on the radio, but you can see the video if you're online. You got a whole looping set up there, don't you?
Right. I got backing tracks.
Yeah. So this will be cool. So what we're gonna do is Aaron's gonna play a set for us, 5 songs, I think, right? And then afterward, we'll play a studio track and we'll let Aaron get comfortable, and then we'll chat for a bit. Really looking forward to this. But I'm without further ado, Aaron, if you want to introduce the songs or however you want to do it as you go. I'm just dying to hear you play, so I will turn it over to you, my friend.
All right, my name's Erich Bilodeau, and this song's called Wishes in the Wind.
Very nice. If you're
All right,
just
that was Wishes in the Wind.
if you're just joining us, Aaron Bilodeau is here performing live for us. Very cool. Very cool. All right.
All right, this song's called Mess. You can find it on my album Destroyer. It's everywhere.
Very nice. Jenny really likes that one.
Oh, thank you, Jenny.
Yeah.
Destroy. Obey. Destroy.
This next song's called Doing Laundry.
Oh, I like this one a lot. I've heard the studio version.
Doing laundry. Doing laundry.
Nice. I like that one a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Was that? Yeah, one more?
Yeah, I have one more.
All right.
Let's see here. All right. This is where I take it down. You get a little relaxed. My bell, my chime. You know, and you breathe. It's so beautiful outside today. Maybe I should go out.
Very nice. Very nice. Aaron Bilodeau is here, everybody. And thank you for coming in and playing for us live.
Thank you for having me. It was great.
Should we introduce the gentleman who's with you, or does he not want to be? I don't know if... you're here. All right, cool. We've got... you might remember him. Kind of a legendary appearance. Why isn't that? Oh, I know why. Sorry, wrong mic. There we go. There's headphones there, too, if you want them.
Sure, yeah.
But the last time you were on, you brought some calls. You might remember.
Yeah. It was fun.
Huey the Gecko was here too.
I like to have
it
fun.
was a great time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm here with Aaron. I like to have fun.
Absolutely. And speaking of calls, if you'd like to join us, if you have any questions or feedback or anything at all for our guests, 603-250-6007. The studio line is open, 603-250-6007. And Aaron, how do you, for somebody who hasn't heard your music, how do you describe it to be? Everyone always hates this question, but I mean, what you're doing is unique. I mean, do you just call it experimental?
Yeah,
or?
pretty much experimental. I play a lot of funk, rock, a lot of electronic stuff is put into it.
Yeah, and you've got again. We should describe for those. Well, I'll let you do it if you can just kind of describe your setup for obviously people who are watching online on Facebook could see.
For my live set.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I
How do you?
right here?
Yeah, because it's always when you do your solo stuff, it's always just you, right?
Right. It's so far.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I played one show so far, and that was Gecko Fest, and I had Huey the Gecko on stage with me at the time. So
yeah,
you know, so this is like my second kind of time playing out.
Oh wow, no kidding.
My solo stuff, yeah.
Oh cool. Oh,
yeah,
very cool.
It's kind of difficult for me to book gigs because people want bands.
Yeah,
you know, if I had a drummer,
right,
I'd be able to get more gigs. But you know, I'm plugging away.
Yeah, yeah. Is it? I would imagine it's challenging because you have to construct all of that audio.
Oh yeah.
That is playing while you're playing the bass, so you can focus on playing the bass and singing. I mean, is that a great deal of work to do that?
Well, I mean, not really for me. It's just my pleasure. You know, I love doing it. It keeps me up all night, and I play a lot of instruments. I play drums. I play keyboards.
Yeah.
But my main instrument is bass, going way back.
All
the way back to like the old days, like Change of Season.
Is that the band you were in when I first met you?
Change of Season, yeah.
I feel like there was a band before that. No,
there was a band after that. The Isolated Sequence with Otto.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was there something before Change of Season?
There was a band I was in before in Manchester called Perfectly Normal. I don't know if you heard that one.
That might be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Those were my 3 early days.
Yeah.
In my 20s.
Yeah. You've been in a lot of bands. Okay, so then there was Change of Season and then Isolated Sequence, and then what was after that?
I had a band called Holodrone back in 2015, and that I had Alfredo. And that he just got to New Hampshire from California. Yeah, like brand spanking new, and my cousin knew him, so she introduced us. And we did that for a little while, and then I learned how to play keyboards, and Dank Sinatra picked me up.
Right,
and
right.
I did that for like 8 months or so, and that was great. And as soon as that ended, I had a lot of time to do my own album. I had it scheduled for almost a year. Like, I like to schedule my my albums like 9 months out. It puts a deadline.
Yeah.
You know, and it forces me to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I knew I was going to put one out in the fall, but like, I didn't know what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And, I put that album Destroyer together in 2 months.
Oh, no kidding.
Right,
okay.
Yeah.
Where do you record? Do you just
I do it all myself.
You do it all
in my
yourself.
house,
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot to do on your own, but I would imagine it's also kind of freeing because you're not depending on anybody else.
Right.
It's all when it's all you.
It's frustrating though, because like I don't always have instruments. Like I don't have I don't play guitar very well.
Yeah.
You know, so like I don't even own like I own an acoustic guitar and a dobro.
Yeah.
But that's it. You know, like so like all my stuff is I have to improvise and fill in with like keyboards and other things.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's asking, I plus Michael's Law, which is an odd name, but they're from Greensboro, North Carolina. Aaron Bilodeau, we say, who are your influences? We say, who is your favorite recording artist? Hashtag Matt Connarton. We ask him a question already. That's how they talk in Greensboro. But yes, who are your influences?
Oh man, there's just so many. You know, when you're a musician, like I go way back. Like right here, I got White Zombie.
Yep.
I used to love electronic bands like God Lives Underwater back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Stabbing Westward, like Gravity Kills. Those were all like big influences. 9 Inch Nails and stuff like that. And then I started playing bass.
Yeah.
So obviously all the bass players, all Gecko and all the greats, and then Les Claypool and all that.
Yeah.
And then I mean it's just developed into what I do now.
Yeah.
20 years of playing.
Yeah. I mean you've always been a very impressive bass player, you know.
Thank you.
It seems like you can kind of do anything, right? Like you well, I mean on the bass it's like I watch the way, you know, some of the runs that you do and the popping and the slapping and you know, I'm a bass player myself, so I observe your bass playing, and I'm just like, oh my God, how does he do that?
It was First Shove, right?
Yeah,
you played bass in.
I played bass. Yeah,
I was in Ionis and everybody.
Yeah. I was in a bunch of, but you know, my bass playing is very, you know, like bands wanted to play with me because I was kind of a business guy and and that kind of thing. It had nothing to do with my bass playing, but I did play.
Wait, you did the job.
I did the job. Great. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't, but I can't do what you do. That's why I say, like, I look at what you do, and I'm like, my God, how do his fingers move that fast?
Yeah, it's just called 20 years of playing.
Yeah.
You know, every year you get a little better.
Yeah.
You better get better.
Yeah.
Otherwise, put it down.
Exactly. So you're not currly in a band. You're just doing the solo thing, and of course you work with and you work with Huey sometimes, right?
Sometimes, yeah. We put an album back out a couple months ago called Pink Chicken. It's a collab.
Random Collision was good too.
Oh yeah, so he appears on my album Destroyer on the song Random Collision.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Doing what? Playing guitar?
Playing guitar and doing vocals.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now I plus Michael's Law is asking, we hashtag Aaron Bilodeau. Have you never listened to the Thompson Twins back in the 80s? We say to you, Aaron.
No, but I'm going to have to.
The Thompson Twins, yeah.
I remember.
They had a huge hit with a song called Hold Me Now, which you've probably heard. You just don't remember it because it's one of those songs.
Hold me now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know that song.
My own. Yeah.
Oh, close. No.
Stay with me.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You got it. Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't exist on this planet without hearing that song at some point. Yeah,
that's a great one.
That
brings us back to the Milli Vanilli conversation, huh?
Oh yeah,
that's too funny.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. So you are you looking to? So you're not looking to get back into a band. You're focusing on the solo.
Right.
Stuff now?
I want to try this for a while. I've been in a lot of bands, but I've never been. So I just want to try something new.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what keeps me going. Back in January 1st, I put an album out called Zero Acid Burn, and it's a techno album, and it's all acid techno, like in the style of the 90s. And I use like old DR770 drum machines. I use all hard gear for it.
Oh, really?
To do it, and it was it's great. It's a one-off. I don't think I'm gonna do another one, but.
I'm gonna have to. That's on Bandcamp too, right? I'm gonna have to listen to that. I'm very curious to hear
it's
that.
Otto Kinzel plays on a song.
Nice. Yeah, Otto is amazing. How long did Isolated Sequence go?
That was 2 years.
Okay.
It went for a long time. It was pretty good.
He tends to, I was in a band with him called Chemical Distance, and
right after
Otto tends to, he kind of moves from one project to the next. But his current project, Dust Prophet,
he's been doing it for a little while.
He
now.
seems,
it's his thing now.
I think he found something that really sticks.
They're great.
And Jenny and I saw them at, when they played Swarmy Fest, and I think one other show too.
I saw them. When I was in Dank Sinatra, we played with them at Connarton.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and Otto is such a front man. I mean, just really
personality.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got a great voice too. He's got that radio voice. The salesman voice.
Yeah, I know. He's got a deep voice. Yeah. So you're trying to play more shows. So you're having trouble getting booked because you're not a full band. Is that?
Well, I really don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
I keep. You write people and you just keep plugging away and sending you stuff. Not everybody kind of gets it.
Right.
You know what? When you're a low key genius, your humility has to supersede your genius. So you wouldn't be low key a genius if you were not humble. So your humility supersedes your genius. So then you kind of like you said, not everyone's gonna get that.
Right.
They think you'd be loud about your geniusness, but you're quiet.
No.
Right.
I mean, I've always been the bass player. I've always been the guy kind of off to the side behind the singer.
Yeah.
So I've never been the front man. I was the front. I sang and played bass in Holodrone for a little while. That was real difficult. And a little bit in the Isolated Sequence. Me and Otto took turns doing that.
Oh, okay.
But this is my first time ever doing this. I see all these people, out and about busking and playing their everybody plays acoustic guitar.
Yep.
It's super easy. And I'm like, I could do that. I could just if I build a rig, small enough and mobile enough, I can go anywhere there's power. Give me 5 feet. And I'll make it work.
Yeah, and it really doesn't take up much room.
No.
It's wicked chill.
Yeah,
it's wicked chill.
I should for people watching online, I should put the camera back on it for a minute so people can see. Yeah, I mean it's got it really doesn't take up much space at all, and you've got the mixing board.
I got a thumb drive into the board that gives me all my backing tracks.
Yeah,
and it gives me the click and everything because I need a click when you're playing with backing tracks.
Yeah.
And that's really it. I only really need the voice processor for Destroyer to give me the robot voice.
Right.
But, I'm figuring out. It's a work in progress.
Yeah. Well, where does the name Destroyer? Why did you decide to call it that?
So I have a daughter. And her name is Nora, which is my name backwards, Aaron backwards.
Oh, okay.
And she's she's a handful, and she's been nicknamed Nora the Destroyer. And I was playing that song one day when I was, first recording it, and I was playing it, and I'm like, "What do you think of this?" And she loved it.
Yeah.
And she's only 7. And I asked, "What do you think we should name it?" And she said, "You should call it Destroy or Destroyer." I was like, "Holy." That was amazing. So I named it after her, basically.
Oh, very cool.
Nora the Destroyer.
Apple don't fall far from the tree on that one.
She's great. She's playing a little bit of keyboards too.
I was gonna say, is she musically inclined?
She is, yeah. And my son's all into sports. He's a baseball player.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
No music for him.
No. He joined
got
the
a hell of
chorus
an arm,
for next year. We'll see.
Right.
But his thing is baseball. He loves baseball and the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And playing.
Now, do you have plans to? Because this album's been out for a little while, right?
Right. I put it out back in October.
Okay. Are you already working on the next one, or?
Yeah. Well, that's going to be out in November. I think November 22nd. I think.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what it's going to sound like, but I'm going to have it done. I've done it for the last 4 albums.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my place. At first I had no plans on playing this album live at all.
Really?
And then I did a couple more. Like I said, I did the techno album. I did the Pink Chicken album with Huey. And then I just, I was playing along to my album. I'm like, I could do this. I just got to make the tracks and go back into Ableton and pull out all the bass, and pull out all the vocals and make a click and
Yeah.
You know, it's doable.
Oh, so in a way, in order to play out live, in a way, you had to remix the album.
A little,
In a sense.
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
Some of the backing vocals I had to pull out or bring real way down.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
When we did Mess live at Gecko Fest, that was, for me, my favorite one. That one,
Mess, yeah.
You know, when the adrenaline builds on that one, it really does, and then it comes in, and it's so that one.
That was a great show.
Putting a little bit of like electric leads on top of it too. It just and that one really had some energy.
Yeah.
It has energy within it, so it was like and then we pushed it a little further, see where we could go with the live show. It was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to like I'm gonna get to the point like I can play the whole album. And I can play like a bunch of tracks off my first album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got like a good hour's worth of material.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got a full set. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Dorothy Georgopoulos in the Facebook live chat says,
"Hey Dorothy,
never would know it's his first time striking out on his own. Very talented and creative."
Oh, thank you, Dorothy.
Very nice. And I plus Michael's Law says, #Aaron Bilodeau, what's your favorite The Outfield song? Your Love or Say It Isn't So?
Say It Isn't So.
Is that an Outfield song?
I don't know. I just picked one.
Because there's Say It Isn't So by Daryl Hall and John Oates. I wonder if I plus Michael's Law is a little confused. But yeah. What is Gecko Fest? What is that?
It's a show that I'll let Huey explain it.
So we rented out the Concord Grange.
Yeah.
We worked together with a band that you've had here, Crooked Cash.
Mm-hmm.
We did the promotions in the event venue, all that behind the scenes work with Crooked Cash. Then we were a little bit some young guys doing our first the behind the scenes, the promotion and the setup and stuff. So Aaron is a veteran, and he kind of came in and had equipment and know-how.
Yeah, we all worked together and made this show happen.
Obviously, he's the performer as well. There. So he came in and we added him to that. And then we've been working in the collab atmosphere, and I wasn't quite ready to do. You're really exposed when you're just a solo artist.
Oh, yeah.
So I wasn't quite ready to do that. So we just collaborated for that night. Right. And then I stepped off. He did his thing on his own. And the little duo combination called Joint Adventure came in between. And they did a little acoustic thing to give us a little cool down.
Okay.
Then we switched back to him. And then the two of us. And then Crooked Cash did later on in the evening. And we had a couple other bands. Yeah, What Has Science
Trash
Done? And Street Trash.
Yeah.
It was a good little night, and
it was a great
successful evening.
Very successful.
And we're looking forward to do it again. We don't know the location's gonna change, but that's all on the hush hush.
Oh, okay.
So I just recently came into an acreage, and that's all on the hush hush.
Oh, an acreage. Well, very nice.
Well, yeah, a few.
All
or
right.
Whatever. So we'll see. We might be having some shows in a different location soon.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Now, how often do you guys play together? A lot, or just a little bit?
No, just when we get together.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes a couple times
as
a
much
month.
as I can. I love playing with
sometimes it's every other month.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, not that often. Oh, I plus Michael's Law said the Outfield did their own version of Say It Isn't So. Interesting. I don't know if I plus Michael's Law is gets Fredo is in the chat room, by the way.
Fredo.
Fredo says, will there be a new Gecko version of a King Crimson song? Will there be a new version of a Gecko version of a King Crimson song?
I'm currently undertaking projects of remixes. I do like sometimes EDM, like type of electronic things.
Yeah.
But it's
you don't do covers.
Always original, because I have, like I said, people like Aaron, where you said he does his bass, he does the keys, he does the beats. So when we can make stuff from scratch, why should we borrow?
Right.
I mean, I have done covers in the past. I have nothing against them. You can't really find them on Apple Music or Spotify, but you can find them on YouTube.
But when we have these things where we call each other and we say, just doing laundry, it doesn't have the same effect of us having the little chuckles we know it's like, he knew the little thing behind the song.
Right. Like if you're feeling down, it's really just another word for depression, doing laundry.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Or you're like, when we got to pick up each other's slack, it's like, you're going to clean my mess. And it's like, I see what you did there.
all the little insides from the albums.
Yeah, I don't know. With the original stuff, it's like you can have a night where you all get together and you play like one artist, right? And everybody plays a cover song from that guy, and you connect as individual musicians coming together. But when me and Aaron connect on our collab thing, it's like it's really hard to do your like solo thing and his solo thing, and then somehow blend it.
Right. Right.
Because I'm weird, and he's,
I'm weird
too. So when you blend it,
I've been weird
really
for
weird.
a long time,
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, Fredo said the bass is dope on Laundry.
All right, thanks, man.
Really likes that. He also says that you and he did a Floyd cover.
Yeah. What is it? Lucifer Sam.
Okay.
We did. You can find that on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I don't want to pay for it to be on Spotify.
Right. No, I understand.
I mean, I like the one he played when I was here, Frog Party, that Fredo's on. Fredo's part on Frog Party is great.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Fredo's also on A Lady on the Shore.
Oh, okay.
I think those are like the two.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I really love that recording.
Acoustic on it.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, we're actually going to play that in a couple minutes. We're
thank you.
That'll be
It seems to be like my popular one.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that. Yeah, so we'll play that in a couple of minutes. Actually, so before we run out of time, Aaron, I want to make sure that everybody knows where to find you online, where to keep up, where to find the music, where to keep up with everything you're doing. I'm sure you're gonna have more shows in the future and all that stuff, and especially too, we want to make sure people know how to spell your last name, because I'm sure some people struggle with that.
Yeah. No, I mean you can find like everything on YouTube. I got almost 200 videos over like 15 years.
Oh wow!
There, so everything is there. You can just if you use Spotify, just look up my name, Aaron Bilodeau, Bilodeau. Okay. Apple Music. That's what me and my wife use. Our family uses. And everywhere else, you just play DistroKid, and they put it on like 30 different platforms.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot easier than it was back in the day.
The business has changed a lot.
It's incredible. It's incredible. There's so much ability to hear like everybody's music.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot easier to record.
Yes.
Than it used to be.
Yes.
And cheaper.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And the quality is just fantastic. So it's amazing. Me and my wife are always searching for new people. Yeah. New independent artists, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
We're
so
big
much
music household.
So much great talent out there, and
I just want to really add. I love the artwork and the cinematography, the filming, and the way that Amy captures some of our experiences.
Amy does like 99% of my photography.
Her eye for the
cool.
artistic behind the scenes is invaluable, like so valuable, where you go, wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
It's hard to put this stuff together. She does a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Excellent. Oh, very good. Very good. And Huey, where should people go online to find Huey the Gecko?
Oh, yeah, you just said it. Say Huey the Gecko. There's only one me where you type it in.
It'll come up a lot faster than my name.
That's yeah, it's very Googleable.
Right.
That is for sure. That is for sure. Well, we're gonna end with we'll end with this track, "Lady on the Lake," which you said.
Lady on the Shore.
Oh, "Lady on the Shore." I'm sorry. Right. Oh, "Lady on the Lake" is a movie, isn't it? Isn't that an M. Night Shyamalan movie or something?
It's like on Golden Pond.
Yeah.
Lady on the Shore.
Right.
And this is about Amy.
Yes, it's a love song for my wife.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Yeah, so we'll end with that. This is also from the album. This is from. Oh no, this is not from Destroyer. This is from Hello to Nobody.
Hello to Nobody.
Is that your first? Is that the
was
first
my
album?
first album?
The first one. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. So this one goes back. When did this come out? Was this
came out 21?
Okay. Oh, so not that long ago.
No.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So we will end with this, and if you miss any part of today's show. It'll be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnarton.com. And thank you again. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Huey and Amy. And thank you, Erich Pilcher, for joining me in the first hour. And we will close with this. This is "Lady on the Shore" by Aaron Bilodeau. Check this out.